Welcome to another episode of Explicitly Unbiased. NFL Week 15 is in the books, and we're going to make our Week 16 picks. We're going to sprinkle in a little bit of transfer portal when we're talking about college football. Sherone Moore really likes butter knives, and of course, the college football playoffs. Hit Kaleb. Damn it. Almost.
Don't worry, we understood. Welcome back to another episode of Explicitly Unbiased, everybody. I'm Kaleb. He's Gerardo. Fresh off the IR, give him a little bit of a break. But, we'll keep it moving. As he said, Week 15. The slate is come and gone Thursday, Sunday, Monday. We'll give our picks for next week, Week 16. A lot of divisions that could be wrapped up, a lot of playoffs that could be wrapped up. And then a lot of college football stuff went on in the past week or so. Sherone Moore obviously got canned out of Michigan. One of the biggest jobs in college football is now open. Looks like he tried to open himself with butter knives. Francisco Mendoza, what's his name?
Fernando
Mendoza wins the Heisman.
I mean, listen, he's already the most forgettable Heisman winner of all time, and you already forgot his name.
Yeah. Fernando Mendoza wins the Heisman. I've been calling him Baby Kirk because just I look at him and I just see Kirk Cousins.
Literally, it's just Kirk Cousins who's a little bit more mobile.
There's a transfer portal stuff. Obviously, my Arizona State Sun Devils are suffering from that right now. A lot of guys going to the draft. Quarterback Sam Levitt going to the portal. And Gerardo will finally give his take on the college football playoffs since he was out when we dropped the bracket, but just in time to catch it up right before the playoffs start on Friday. I think Saturday.
Mm-hmm. I mean, put it this way: the last time I was here, Lane Kiffin didn't piss off a whole state. And Notre Dame still had a legitimate chance, and so did the Chiefs going to the playoffs. And now look where we're at now. Oh, and Phillip Rivers was still retired when I was last on. So there's that.
You know what? I don't know if we even got to the Phil Rivers thing last week with LCO, but
no, that's hilarious.
But let's just start with Thursday Night Football. The Falcons beat the Buccaneers 29-28. Falcons picking up that win. They go up to 5-9. The Buccaneers fall to 7-7, losing a grip on this division very quickly. Kirk Cousins 30 of 44, 373 yards and 3 touchdowns. The old man can still play. Bijan Robinson 19 carries, 93 yards and a touchdown. Kyle Pitts Sr., Gerardo, he's finally shown up and shown out. 11 catches, 166 yards, and 3 touchdowns. Bijan Robinson, 82 yards as well through the air. As far as the Buccaneers offense, Baker Mayfield, 19 of 34, 277 yards, 2 touchdowns, and a pick. Bucky Irving, 60 yards on the ground. Sean Tucker with a touchdown as well. Mike Evans is also back, 6 catches, 132 yards. Emeka Egbuka, 4 catches, 64 yards. Chris Godwin, 4, 20, and 1. But yeah, Falcons beat the Bucs.
I have a little bit of a gripe with this game. One, it was going into my fantasy football playoffs. My cousin had Kyle Pitts on his team. Kyle Pitts, notorious, under double-digit point guy, gets 45 points. I look at my phone and I'm like, oh, Bijan Robinson had 30 points. Appreciate that. And I'm like, why am I losing by? Why does it say I have a 30% chance of winning? Well, Kyle Pitts decided to be the first-round pick that he always was. And I lost this week, and I'm not going to the playoffs anymore in fantasy football thanks to Kyle.
I got eliminated round 1 myself.
So, anyways, I would say the Buccaneers are not that worried because of another game that happened this week within the division. But
the Bucs have been playing like shit lately.
They have been, man. Oh man, this is very much to me reminding me of, you remember when the Broncos started 6-0 and then they went 2-8 the rest of the way with Kyle Orton,
Josh McDaniels
first every year with the Broncos. It's starting to feel like that. It's not that, because obviously Kyle Orton was never ever really truly an NFL starter like that. It's not questioning Baker Mayfield. I think it's just the other parts of the aspects of the team. The Buccaneers defense isn't really that taunted. I mean, your best wide receiver is a rookie. So you're going to have growing pains there. Your running game had been injured most of the season. So it is what it is for the Bucks. I mean, whoever wins this division, who cares? You're getting bounced out of the playoffs in the first round, more than likely so. But it is, I think all the other aspects outside of quarterback have really came down, like really caught up to the rest of the league of the Bucks. Like they just kind of been exposed on that point. Nobody really truly believed they were championship contenders. The only thing that you really saw was like if this run that Baker was going on, he was arguably an MVP because he's doing so much with
Dude,
so
the second you threw expectations on Baker Mayfield, like it just went to shit so
well,
quickly.
it was just more like his team just couldn't come up to his level of talent. Like he's literally the rhyme and reason for all their wins.
He also got hurt. He's also
Mhm.
playing banged up pretty good, but
Yep.
I haven't enjoyed what I've seen out of him this last run. I mean,
Mhm.
when was the last 1934, 277 yards? I'm not super impressed with that. Um, against the Saints, 14-30, one touchdown, one pick.
Yeah, that
Against
was
the
the
Cardinals, 194, one touchdown. Against the Rams, 9 for 19 got hurt, obviously. One touchdown, two
mhm.
picks. Against the Bills, 16 of 28, 173, one touchdown, one pick. Like just not playing up to standard.
Mhm. Yep.
But
But and if he's not playing well, you already know the team is not going to step up. Or like and their offense has the only excuse I have for that too is also Mike Evans completely fell off a map this year. Like he's done. Like that dude's not playing football next year or shouldn't.
but but he played well this week.
Mhm.
6 catches, 132 yards.
And then Godwin has what? He came back relatively midseason, right? Because
Yep.
he had
He
been
had, he
hurt.
had a weird ankle injury, but he put
Like
up 420 and 1.
put it this way: if Ibuka wasn't a stud right off the rip, they probably wasn't
He
going to
got
have.
hurt too.
Yeah. So I don't think like if he wasn't a stud off the rip, I think we probably would have seen this team a lot sooner than later. Because like he was also thrown to like nobodies as well too. Baker Mayfield when those three weren't on the field, I don't know who was catching the ball. Same thing with who was running the ball. Like he had a significant drop off when all those players got hurt. As for
But
the Falcons, thanks for winning meaningless games. Like you
thanks for
just
showing that Kirk Cousins can still play because
yeah.
the world needed it.
And I mean, also one of our guys that we said needed to step up this year, and Kyle
Kyle
Pitts
Pitts, finally.
decided to have the thing is the talent has always been there. I think it's always been kind of scheme for him. It's just like he's not really a tight end. Like I really truly believe he's just a wide receiver. He's just
Yeah, tight end's body like Jimmy Graham.
yeah, exactly. Like it's just kind of like how do you utilize that?
All right. My favorite game on the freaking slate. Let's just get it over with. The Buffalo Bills traveled to Foxborough, New England, Massachusetts to play the Patriots. Patriots win this, they win the division. They don't. It gets a little dicey. And the Patriots were up 24-7 at half, Gerardo. And they scored 7 points the rest of the game while the Bills scored 28. Bills win 35-31. Josh Allen, 19-28, 193, 3 touchdowns. James Cook, 22 carries, 107 yards, 2 touchdowns. Drake May, 14-23, 155, and a pick. Travion Henderson, 14 carries, 148 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Drake May had 2 touchdowns on the ground as well. Dawson Knox, 2 receiving touchdowns. James Cook with a receiving touchdown. Just a big day for that guy. But yeah, the Patriots choke hard. My thoughts. I mean, people are gonna bitch about the refs. They're gonna bitch about they didn't get as many holding calls as they usually do. Oh well, Tre'Davious White got away with a DPI on Matt Collins that caused the interception, and then like none of those things are why you choked a 17-point lead at halftime. Your defense couldn't stop a nosebleed in the second half. You gave up good field position on special teams every single kickoff. I don't know if there was a single kickoff, Gerardo, where they didn't start beyond or in front of their own 35. Like they were starting 35, 40 every single drive. And they got away with it in the first half. Defense was locked them up in the first half. And the second half, they couldn't stop a nosebleed, and the offense just stopped moving. I think the play calling was a big issue. I don't think Drake May was necessarily an issue in this game. I thought he played fine, given the play calls, given the talent around him, given all these things. And the Bills played a great game. Patriots should have locked this one up. You got to win when you have 17-point lead at halftime. There's no excuse, but Josh Allen is Josh Allen. The Bills are gonna be the Bills at some point in time in every game, and you just can't let it beat you twice. Like, this is defeating. This is disheartening. The Patriots should be locked in the playoffs right now. They should be locked in to a home game in the playoffs, something they haven't had since 2019. But yeah, just gutting.
The thing that I will say about the Patriots to me about this game was you really could tell like the lack of to win the division. I always think that you need like an elite level player, like on especially one, you don't have any of those guys defensively. You don't have like outside of Gonzo, but like you don't have like elite level pass rush is very much scheme wise. You don't have like really out like and Gonzo is up there. Like I'm not gonna say he's elite, but like you just didn't see that a game changer defensively. You don't really have somebody like that. And I really don't like cornerbacks being elite players like that because you can literally just avoid them. You just throw the ball to the other side of the
You
or
need
you
a pass rush to complement that.
where off and offensively too, where's your elite level playmaker? Right. You know, like it's
Diggs was a no show.
exactly. And I think this is the biggest problem that I have with the Patriots is yes, do think like I predict them to go 12 wins this year, and they're literally one game away
They're
from my
probably gonna hit that.
prediction.
Yeah.
Where I think the issue was competing for Super Bowl wise was there's no game changer defensively, especially because your pass rush is all scheme. And on top of that, it's not saying you can't win a Super Bowl with it, but I would just like when you're going against teams like the Bills, when you're going to go against teams like the Broncos, like you're going to need a player like that that's going to step up in big games. And then offensively, it's like, Jesus, like if you don't have Diggs, who are you throwing the ball to like that?
And
Like,
Henderson has broken out with more
yes.
touches. He's certainly exceeded my expectations in year one,
Mm-hmm.
but he's
That's
still not. He's not Saquon Barkley. Like, he's not prime Alvin Kamara. Like, you're not building
mhm.
your offense around that guy.
Right. And that's why I mean, like, to me, the issue with the Patriots is just where's the elite level playmaking? You have an elite ish quarterback. Like Drake May has now come into that conversation now, but it's more like his weapons, and we've talked about this before on this podcast. He has the worst weapons out of like all those young quarterbacks around him. And I just think that you get an elite level playmaker for him, like this is a team you do not want to face. And what they're projected to playing against in the playoffs, I would probably say is could potentially be one of their worst nightmares.
Houston.
I yes, I like the way that team's been playing lately. Defensively, probably like one of the most underrated defenses in NFL history. Like straight up.
Because the offense is so bad.
I mean, seriously, well, granted, what the Broncos did for Peyton Manning, I think that's the Orange Crush defense that the Broncos had to win a Super Bowl is the most underappreciated defense in NFL history. They carried literally the ranked 38th best quarterback in the league to a Super Bowl. And I think what the Texans are doing, like defensively, like you do not want to face Daniil Hunter and
Will
like
McDonald, or is it
no Anderson.
Will Anderson? Yeah.
Yeah, Anderson,
Stingley.
Shahir, Stingley. Their DBs are good too, like Petrie and Bullock. Like, and also Lassiter is a legitimate dude out there too. Like, it's like they straight up pin like what they did to the Chiefs on national television was to me like, oh, they just made Patrick Mahomes look like a bitch. Like straight up. Like they made the best quarterback in the league, like for the last like what, 10 years? damn near,
Getting pretty close,
or
yeah.
like just made him look like CJ Stroud, essentially. But
But
I
back to the Patriots.
mhm,
I think it's easy to forget that this is the first year,
yeah.
because they've absolutely exceeded most people's expectations. Um, like it's super easy to forget. Like, hey, this team, it's still young. It still needs its foundation put in. This is just
Yeah.
a really really good year one.
Yeah, so I mean, like, it's those key pieces are separating them from true title contenders. Like, and it's just pieces that the Buffalo Bills possess. Like, it's pieces that, like, other elite teams like the Rams, you could talk, or even to an extent, sometimes the Broncos do possess. Like,
The
oh,
Chiefs
like,
the last 5, 6, 7, 8 years.
mhm, yeah. So I think those are the pieces that the Patriots are missing from, like, literally, like, oh, I would pin them to win the division now.
But I mean, just the fact that they're back in the conversation, I think, is more than what most people expected, and is
Hmm.
certainly a warm welcome to what they could do if keep moving forward. Like, there's no reason to really get distraught no matter how this season goes, because they've already blew by everybody's expectations.
Oh yeah.
So if you're living in the moment, the New England Patriots, don't let this game beat you twice. You got a tough road ahead. But all right, let's talk about Cleveland and Chicago. This game was a mollywhopping, ass whooping. Bears win 31-3. Stritter Sanders 18-35, 177, 3 interceptions. He was also the Browns' leading rusher because Quinshon Judkins only had 21 yards.
Oh my god. And how do we
Caleb
feel
Williams
about that?
17-28, 242, 2 touchdowns. DeAndre Swift 18 carries, 98 yards, and 2 touchdowns. DJ Moore with 2 touchdowns on 69 yards and 4 catches. Luther Burden 6 for 84. Isaiah Bond 2 for 89 for the Browns. Harold Fannin Jr. 7 for 48. But yeah, this is just the Bears curb stomping a bad team.
Yeah, and but also I think, like, let's give credit where credit due on Caleb Williams this season. I think Caleb has, like, he has really stepped up this year in, like, kind of shedding off that, like, dang, he was the number one overall pick and stuff. Like, is he still kind of making boneheaded throws? Yes, but it's also like, for instance, like, I said this about Patrick Mahomes. I think Patrick Mahomes is very, like, he gets away with a lot of him being talented, but he still makes a lot of plays that you would not want 99% of the quarterbacks to do. Like, he throws across his body a lot. He also throws with his fucking left hand at times. He throws the ball, like, he scrambles a lot. Like, he does a lot of those things, and he's lucky to get away with his level of talent arm wise. And everything, imagine if Patrick Mahomes never got his way, like, if he was probably like a couple miles per hour off on the arm strength, he would look like Caleb Williams all the time. You would just be like, what kind of dumb play is that? Where I think now Caleb Williams, it's like when he looks really good, it's Patrick Mahomes. When he looks really bad, he looks like Dan Orlovsky. Like, it's just like it's that much night and day difference. And I think he's starting to really fill his mold in to, like, playing at a top tier level quarterback in the NFL.
Yeah,
And
I think the biggest thing with him that I want to see out of Caleb Williams is just less streakiness, less, you know, waves. I
yeah,
want
when
to
it's
see
bad, it's
more.
bad. It's good. It's good. But there's no like
I want to see more
consistency.
consistency. I want to see higher completion percentages. I want to
Hmm.
see less risky effort balls. I want to see him read the field. I want to a little better. I want to see him go through progressions a little better. Try not to make every game seem like Madden arcade mode. Like,
Yeah, like he has to make a highlight play almost every game.
yeah,
That's what it feels
I
like.
want to see someone more prototypical, stereotypical, prototype quarterback plays out of him.
And he's still playing with favorites too. Like, yet again, it's and what I said his thing is, it's like he literally feels like he's only passing the ball to one player. Like, DJ Moore finally shows up again, and then it's like, oh, Roma Dunze doesn't do shit,
Well, he's hurt.
and or like Cole Kmet doesn't do nothing, then it's Loveland. Well, then if Loveland doesn't do nothing, it's probably gonna be Cole Kmet or like
Luther Burden sprinkled in
Luther
here. Yeah.
Burton. Like, it's, I think he's kind of obvious on who he likes for a game, but No, good win for the Bears and for the Browns. I mean, the Browns are the Browns. Harold Fannin Jr., though, underrated tight end. Underrated tight end this year. Honestly, I think if you're a fantasy owner, I think he's the fifth. He's a top 5 tight end in fantasy points this year alone.
But did you know that as far as fantasy goes, that the distance between Trey McBride and David Njoku, who's tight end two, or not David, no, who's tight end two? Fuck. Travis Kelce was tight end two. The difference between McBride, who's tight end one, and Kelce is more than the distance between Kelce and Njoku, who's tight end 28.
Lord have mercy. Yeah, because what? Yeah, McBride really made himself establish as the best tight end probably this year. Yep. Him and Brock Bowers are like.
If Bowers didn't get hurt, maybe it's a conversation.
Yeah, where Fannin has also played up there, which is crazy to think because they already had David Njoku, which was a guy I kind of said to put on the trading block. But good for the Browns to have good two tight ends.
Let's go to Baltimore and Cincinnati. Baltimore wins 24-0. Lamar Jackson 8 for 12, 150, 2 touchdowns and a pick. Derrick Henry 11 carries, 100 yards, 9.1 a carry, and then Caden Mitchell 8 for 66, 8.3 a carry. Zay Flowers 3 for 68 and 1. Rashid Ali 2 for 32 and 1. Joe Burrow 25 of 39, 225, 2 picks. No run game to be found. Jamar Chase had 132 yards on 10 catches, but slim pickings past that. The Bengals fall to 4-10. Joe Burrow says, if I played quarterback for any team, I don't think any of them would have won with me under center. And the Ravens go to 7-7, keep their playoff hopes alive.
I don't believe that. I just believe the Bengals are an inept franchise. I mean, I've already seen this before with Carson Palmer. You don't fix the offensive line. You get a quarterback get beat up way too much. And you also provide little to no run game in order to help out the passing game. You put too much investment into 2 wide receivers. Oh, what a shock. I haven't seen this before from the Bengals, whether it was TJ Husmanzada and Chad Johnson or Chad Johnson and also Terrell Owens. They're literally repeating history again. You're having an elite level play at quarterback. And you are pissing it away because you don't want to protect your asset and you think that he could just throw the ball willy-nilly all the time when you decide to have mediocre at best running game and I don't even know, below average at best pass blocking schemes. And granted, also their first overall pick this year started the year with controversy. Also hasn't had a sack all year, I believe.
Shamar Stewart.
Yeah, what a bum. And also Trey Hendrickson started the year with controversy, and what he's been doing, getting hurt. Like their defense has been unbelievably bad, and you're pissing away elite level talent. And no wonder Joe Burrow.
Hendrickson really hasn't played since before Halloween.
Yep. Good for him getting paid. Got what he wanted.
As far as Baltimore, I mean, gotta feel good.
I mean, sure. I mean, we're gonna obviously get to their competitors. They just played today, but like, I don't believe in this team worth a damn. Like, this is a really bad Lamar Jackson year.
They host the Patriots next week.
And there's an interesting talking point that I saw from Nick Wright and Bill Simmons, and it was that how that since Lamar Jackson has been a Raven, that him and Harbaugh have never been on the same page on his injury timeline since his whole career.
Well, Harbaugh says he's going to come sooner, he comes later.
Or the opposite. Always, like, Lamar Jackson has never, like, they look like they don't like each other. And I think this year has been a telltale sign of, like, it's either one or the other. And I think if push came to shove, head coach is going to be gone.
Yeah.
Even though I wouldn't, but I understand the power of the quarterback nowadays.
2 MVPs. I mean, you can't really.
I mean, let's be honest. If it wasn't for Lamar Jackson, like, Harbaugh would have been gone. Like, that last season, that one transitional year, like, it was literally like his ass was about to get canned. And if it wasn't for rookie Lamar Jackson, like he would have been gone. He would have been gone. Um, he's kind of overstayed his welcome with that team. I think the head coach, I mean, good for him for being there as long as he has. But yeah, it's a really bad year for Lamar Jackson. It really is. It's I have no faith in this team neither at all.
Well, speaking of bad years for MVP quarterbacks, we have the Los Angeles Chargers headed to Arrowhead to take on the Chiefs. Obviously, you know the consequences of this game, Gerardo. If the Chiefs lose, they're eliminated from the playoffs for the first time since, drumroll please, 2014.
Yep, it was what was it? A lot had to actually go wrong for the Chiefs for them not to make the playoffs. One, the Bills and Patriots had the tie, or Bills had to win. Bills won. They had to lose this game. The Texans had to win. The Jaguars had to win. Those four things had to happen that week.
And they did.
And they all happened.
16-13 Chargers win. Patrick Mahomes, 16-28, 189, and a pick. But obviously, that's not the big news out of Kansas City. Patrick Mahomes has tore his ACL and LCL. Mm-hmm. He is out for the remainder of the year. He did have successful surgery today, I read, and the rehab starts immediately. So they're going to try to hope that he's okay for mini camp, preseason, training camp. We'll see. It is kind of late in the year, but we've seen the Patrick Mahomes Wolverine blood before. He recovers from injuries very quickly.
He'll be back by week 1 next year.
But Gardner Minshew is now at the helm. Isaiah Pacheco, 11 carries, 21 yards. Again, kind of speaking to what's wrong with the Chiefs offense right now. Travis Kelce, 7 for 70. Rashee Rice, 7 for 51. On the opposite side of the ball, Justin Herbert, 19 to 29, 210, 1 touchdown, 1 pick with that broken hand. Omarion Hampton, 15 carries for 61 yards. Aronde Gadsden, 4 catches, 61 yards. But yeah, Chargers rise to 10-4, 4-2, thickly in the playoffs. But obviously, that's not the talking point here. The talking point is, holy crap, we have a playoffs without Patrick Mahomes.
Yep. But I mean, like, also, this Chiefs team was just not a fun team to watch this year. This Chiefs team sucked this year. Travis Kelce literally doesn't exist anymore. He's been a certified bum this year. Also, you just kind of felt, and also this defense, the Chiefs, which helped them. The Chiefs defense was very underrated last year and the year before when they won a Super Bowl and lost the Super Bowl. They really stepped up this year, where this year, like, oh, this Chiefs defense straight up sucks. Like, and Chris Jones mind you, was it Chris Jones and Patrick Mahomes combined together is 35% of their salary cap hit. And I think they're the 5th team in dead cap space that going into this offseason. It's a huge issue that a lot of people are not talking about. Like, the Chiefs, I'm not saying the dynasty's over because you still have Patrick Mahomes there, but there are some significant signs of, if they do not know how to manipulate the cap room, if they do not know how to move on from players or improve or draft incredibly well and free agency, that this may be the new norm for them. Because the Broncos, I mean, like, Lord have mercy, them and the Chargers sweep the Chiefs this year too, is pretty bad look.
And the Chargers are beat to hell, injury wise.
And I think the biggest concern with the Chiefs is your offensive line has played piss poor this year. Big kind of indication of why, like, big indication why Patrick Mahomes was like your leading rusher for most games. Same thing with his injury concern. I mean, like, when the Texans were beating him up, you kind of was like, dude, he is one, like, really bad hit away from, like, calling it quits this year. And unfortunately, it was a really bad, knee injury for him. And he may not recover back from that. Like, you may not see scrambling Patrick Mahomes anymore. He may lose a step for that, and then next thing you know, that's a very significant part.
It's a little different than like Tom Brady tearing ACL, because Tom Brady never really had that step.
Yeah, it's in, it's let's just see how he does with the recovery process. They're not going to have any tight ends next year. They don't have technically one this year. Um, and their defense is just completely hot garbage. So there's a lot of aspects of the Chiefs that need to be fixed in order for them to get back into this conversation of the elite level, because the Chargers are here to stay and so are the Broncos. So, and if you're not fixing that offensive line with especially that Broncos defense, like, this is going to be the new norm for y'all. And it's going to go back to what the Chiefs historically has always been known for before Patrick Mahomes showed up. Um, but yeah, no, I mean, credit where credit's due. Good for the Chargers for winning these games. Outside of the beginning part of the season, I'm also not really sold on the Chargers neither as a legitimate Super Bowl contender.
Yeah, they just feel way too beat up.
Mm-hmm.
Like if they were healthy and if they had both Rashawn Slater and Joe
All.
Alt, they're probably just right there.
Mm-hmm.
Justin Herbert doesn't have a broken hand, like all these things.
Yeah,
playing into that. But
the other big issue that I also have
out in the playoffs for anybody.
Yeah, the big issue I have for the Chiefs also is the run game. Like there's none. There's just none at all. Like Pacheco kind of low key sucks now, and like I don't know how many times I need to talk. Like Brees Hall is going to be a free agent. I think that's the number one sign. Just you should have traded for him already this year. I feel like a lot of problems would have been solved with that. I think that was the perfect match made in heaven.
Yeah, but 6-8, they're out of the playoffs. Chargers 10-4. Gotta love it. Okay, let's go to Washington and the Giants. If you watch this game, you are entitled to financial compensation because the Commanders win 29-21. Marcus Mariota 10 for 19 to 11 and 1 touchdown. Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt 18 carries, 96 yards and a touchdown. Finally showing up right after I cut his ass. Darren McLaurin 3 for 69 and a touchdown. The Giants, Jackson Dart 20-36, 246, 2 touchdowns and a pick. Tyrone Tracy 15 carries, 70 yards and a touchdown. Wan'Dale Robinson 5 catches, 54 yards, touchdown. Theo Johnson 3 for 72. Tyrone Tracy also with a reception touchdown as well. But yeah, the Giants fall to 2-12. Commanders go to 4-10. Somebody had to win this game.
Yeah, and I also think this is like best case scenario for the Giants this year. I'm like, they are losing good games. It's a weird thing to say, but like you're not losing because of your quarterback play. You're just straight up losing because like you have great pieces everywhere, and I feel like this is the best way to kind of like low key get the number one pick. It's like I have a great front seven defensively. I low key an underrated defense, and I'm missing my number one wide receiver. My quarterback's playing well. I have no running. My best running back's also gone for the year. My offense looked great with those two are on the field, especially with Scadaboo. And my quarterback is going through his rookie pains without making us win games to get away from elite level talent to draft. Like
you don't even have a head coach.
Yeah. So it's kind of like I still think the New York Giants is the number one head coaching job in all of football right now. Because I just think your draft capital, you're going to have a top 5 pick guaranteed. You already have a rookie quarterback that's playing extremely well this year. You have 2 legitimately good threats at wide receiver. Wan'Dale Robinson's a great slot wide receiver and has even stepped up while Neighbors has been out. Neighbors is a great player. You have Scadaboo as well too, and you have an elite front seven, like defensively. And if you just get that offensive line right, like this Giants team is going to be a formidable team. And also look at all the 1-score games they lost this year. Like you turn that around with a couple pieces here and there, you're talking about a winning season for the Giants.
A potential playoff team.
Mm-hmm.
Could maybe take over the division in a weak Eagles year like it is this year.
Mm-hmm. And how inconsistent the Eagles have been this year. We like the indication of that going forward. We do not know what Jaden Daniels is going to be like after his injury. And also he was on a sophomore slump. And if the Cowboys fix their defense, like this division is completely up to grabs next year. Like in all honesty.
And
And
the Giants
that
could get it.
oh yeah, and it really is. If you land the coaching hire, you land on your draft picks and free agency moves. I am not too mad about this Giants team.
I
In
feel
all
like
seriousness,
that could be everybody's next year super sleeper team out the Broncos. Like,
I think they low key they look very Patriots like right now. What the Patriots
yeah,
looked last
they're
year,
the next team that's going to flip their win loss record.
and that's all based on their coaching hire. It truly, literally is fucking that, which is like it's because if you mess that up, I don't care. You could piss away talent very easily. They need to do as much due diligence as they can because if Jackson Dart comes out, if Jackson Dart somehow was the quarterback available in this year's draft class, he'd have been the number one overall pick. You have him already on your team. So
Take advantage.
yeah. And it's very rare that a team like the Patriots last year and the Giants this year, where you have a potential elite quarterback, Pro Bowl quarterback, and you're losing games. Not because of that quarterback. That is a very rare thing to happen in the NFL for you to land top talent.
Speaking of the Eagles, they beat the Raiders 31-0.
Yep. What a shock.
Jalen Hurts, 12 for 15, 175 yards, 3 touchdowns. Saquon Barkley, 22 carries, 78 yards, and a touchdown. Dallas Goedert, 6 for 70 and 2 touchdowns. AJ Brown, 2 for 41 and a touchdown. Raiders offense, just nothing to really report at all.
Literally nothing because they put up a 0. So, there's not that many teams that look this bad, like on especially fixing wise, because everything was a short term fix and the short term fix just never came. So, yeah, it's just like what do we go from here? We have a head coach that was only a 3-year plan. Well, one of the years are gone now.
And you're like 2-11, 2-12.
Yeah. And it's a bad draft class to have a top pick in. So what
Bad
are we?
class being quarterback.
Yep. It's just yeah, like because what are we doing here?
Everything turned up Raiders right now.
I mean, Raiders just being the fucking Raiders. Like that's literally what it is.
Should I read into the fact that the Eagles still didn't look impressive on offense?
To be quite honest, you're not lying about that because I still think like if you look at them, I just don't think they're a legitimate threat. They're just lucky the Vikings beat the Cowboys when we get to that part because I think the Cowboys are the best team in that division.
They just can't string 2 wins together.
Well, it's not only that, but their defense is still
it's the Cowboys of old, man. They get 1 win, they lose 2.
One step forward, 2 steps back, baby. But no, it was
Eagles didn't really impress me on offense this week.
Like, they haven't all year, man.
Maybe it's because the Raiders are so bad they don't have to do anything. But
they could have kicked field goals and been nice.
I'm just like, I don't know, not moved.
Yeah, Saquon Barkley has significantly dropped off.
It's not even his fault. Like
exactly, which is the crazy part. It's literally
the utilization by the Eagles has been terrible for him.
Mm-hmm.
Just awful. Like I don't know. I don't see this team being a Super Bowl team, which is weird because
Kellen Moore was that big,
wide open right now.
Kellen Moore was that big of an asset loss.
Like coach, he's a good coach. We'll get to them in a minute. But yeah, I don't have much to say about that Raiders game besides 1, the Raiders suck, and 2, Eagles still aren't impressive.
Yeah.
So let's talk about somebody who might be impressive. The New York Jets went to Jacksonville to take on the Jaguars. And Trevor Lawrence, Gerardo, if you want to give this guy his props, 20 for 32, 330 yards, 5 touchdowns, as well as 51 yards and a touchdown on the ground. 6 total touchdowns, 381 all-purpose yards for Trevor Lawrence in a 48-20 win. Travis Etienne had 3 touchdowns receiving as well. Brian Thomas Jr., 456 and 1. Welcome to the show, big man.
Yeah, he's been on my
as far as the Jets, Brady Cook makes his debut, 22 of 33, 176 yards, a touchdown, 3 picks. Isaiah Davis, 9 carries, 58 yards, and a touchdown. Adonai Mitchell, 6 for 58 and 1. But obviously, the story here is Trevor Lawrence apparently can only fulfill his draft profile when he's playing the Jets.
Yeah, but this is like the frustrating part that I understand what people have with Trevor Lawrence is you see this and you're like, why is this not playing in and day out? You know what I mean? Why are we not seeing this? But granted, I do think since the acquisition of Myers, like a consistent wide receiver for him in his career, because like he's never really had that. Calvin Ridley was always been a big play guy. They also had nobody after him before he got shipped off to Tennessee. Um, Brian Thomas Jr. looked good only with Mac Jones, so they never had that rapport yet. And also, he's been inconsistent this year. Um,
Travis Hunter got hurt.
Travis Hunter got hurt, so I think the always issue with Trevor Lawrence was just like he never had consistent weapons for him, and he never really elevated guys around him like that. But I mean, I think ETN's a stud for them. Like he's absolutely like he's very much in the mold of a guy like Brees Hall. Like he's an every down back for the team. He's a pass catcher. He's a good runner. I'm still a little bit concerned of that offensive line for Jacksonville. I do like their defense. I kind of still wish they never got Travion Walker. I think if you actually got what's his name out there with the Lions, if
Hutchinson.
you drafted him number one overall, with him and Hines Allen would have been sick. Um, I do like their defensive. What's another their linebacker from Utah that they got there, Lloyd,
Yeah,
right?
Devin
Devin,
Lloyd.
yeah, he's a stud on that team. But they're a feisty little team, man. Like they do have pieces. I just think that the problem with Trevor Lawrence is that he's never had consistent weapons and he never had consistent coaching. And dude, not dude, 9 times out of 10, every quarterback's going to fail that, including Patrick Mahomes, including Tom Brady, including Peyton Manning. Like it really is that's the big reason why I'm on the positive end about Trevor Lawrence is like he had the worst head coach in NFL history with Urban Meyer, and we're just not talking even as a scheme X's and O's guy, literally bad person. Like, um, then on top of that, you brought in what was the dude who won with the Eagles?
Doug Peterson.
Doug Peterson, who they thought he was going to be this some sort of savior because what he did with the Eagles. Come to find out, there's a reason why he got fired, and he's not good. We also thought we overhyped the Calvin Ridley signing. Come to find out, that dude's kind of a has been.
Gave
Especially,
Christian Kirk a buttload of money.
yep, gave like they made all these investments to make it like to make Trevor Lawrence safe, and yet Christian Kirk was a certified bum with the Jaguars. Calvin Ridley isn't good unless Matt Ryan's throwing him the ball, or if he has Julio Jones opposite side of him. And Doug Peterson was just never really a good coach outside of the Eagles, like kind of hard carried by Big Dick Nick. So, like it is. I could see the frustration is like here was one of the most like outside of Andrew Luck, probably generational quarterback prospects of all time, and he has been given such a screw job, and because of his level of like hype that was surrounded him, we kind of expected him to overcome such adversity that had nothing to do with being on the field. It was just his head coaching sucks, play calling was ass. They didn't surround him with weapons. The weapons they thought they surrounded him with just never showed up. And then you got him a new head coach. He did the same thing again with the weapons, and it sucks. But now we're seeing, I just think that these were like smart moves. It was not like, hey, let's go get DeAndre Hopkins or like, Hopkins. Like that's a consistent pass catcher for him. It's like, no, let's go get a guy like Myers who like, hey, you're stepping up because Hunter's hurt, but you're also going to be a really solid third guy when they all come back. So like, I'm a huge fan of all of them, like, and what they're doing. And the Jets are just the Jets. The Jets are the Jets.
Let's go to Green Bay and Denver. A lot of implications in this game, a lot of playoff implications. The Broncos win 34-26. Bo Nix, 23 of 34, 302, 4 touchdowns. Jordan Love, 24 of 40, 276, 1 touchdown, 2 picks. RJ Harvey, 65 yards and a touchdown on the ground. Josh Jacobs, 12 carries, 53 yards and a touchdown. Bo Nix, 4 touchdowns to 4 different receivers. Sutton, Franklin, Humphrey, Bandy, all getting involved. Josh Jacobs has the 1 touchdown from Love. Broncos improved to 12-2. Probably going to have home field advantage throughout.
Which is scary.
The Packers fall to 9-4-1. But obviously the big news is Micah Parsons tears the ACL out for the year.
Mm-hmm. Do you think Jerry Jones has a voodoo doll? You think
Maybe.
that's what that was? But the big thing is still, I mean, but also like how many injuries? What? Because Watson also got hurt for the Packers. I believe he got knocked out of that game. Like I think they had 4 total injuries in that game. For them.
Yeah, Christian Watson went to the hospital.
Yes. Yeah. So
but it looks like he's fine.
But put it this way, the Packers passing offense does not look good without him. Like their offense completely changed when he got on the field and then also when he has left the field. It's just like Romeo Doubs is not a significant guy. Same thing with any of the other wide receivers they've had.
Doubs.
Yeah. Same thing with what was it, Tucker Kraft too? They lost him as well.
He's been out for the year for a while. Yep.
Mm-hmm. So, but for the Broncos, I mean, they have just been eliminating excuses that people have been giving them. Elite defense. They have, but I also give credit where credit is due. Sean Payton has always has been a guy that follows his game plan to the T. He says, I'm going to run the ball 20 times. He is going to run the ball 20 times, whether it works or not. He is going to throw to these many receivers this game. He is going to throw to that many receivers that game. Like he is very much like, I stick to my plan and I do not care if we're losing. I'm going to still do my plan until the very bitter. We talked
about the Packers personnel as far as pass defense goes. Not great. This was a good showing for Bo Nix in the Broncos passing offense to kind of take advantage. Try to find some momentum, some groove before they get into this probably division.
And I always thought that the Broncos were going to have a little bit of an issue, especially with their running back out for this season.
Dobbins, but RJ Harvey, 19 carries, 65 yards, 1 touchdown.
Show it up when it matters. I mean, good for the Broncos. I mean, like that defense is also pin your ears back and go at them. You have defensive MVP, defensive player of the year in Surtain as well too, who's still playing at a elite level as the best cornerback in the league. And that defense straight up just headhunts, like especially that front 4. Like they just go after guys, and that's not a team I want to face in Mile High. It is not a team, not in that altitude, not with that stadium, and not with that defense.
Nope. As for the Packers, losing Parsons for the year kind of deflates the whole vibe over there.
That's it. Like that injury is going to do so much for the locker room and stuff like that. Now, granted, I do think that their defensive coordinator may get a head coaching job because he was the former head coach at Boston College, right? That went to the Packers to be the DC. He was very like highly touted. Like a lot of people were after him because of how well
Jeff Hafley. Yeah.
Yes. He's probably going to get a head coaching job this year.
For 3 years.
And mind you, too, that's technically a step down, being a head coach to being a coordinator. Granted, yes, it's an NFL job.
And an ACC.
But at the end of the day, it's still like he's getting a head coaching job this offseason. Him and Brian Flores, I think are the probably most sought after guys. I don't know any offensive guys that are going to be out.
I'm sure that's going to come out, but
no, Jeff Hadley's going to be a head coach. I think that's probably I think him on that Giants team would be sick. But no, I think you're absolutely right. I think with this injury, like it's you made the trade for him, you put the chips on the table for him, and now it's dang. Like especially like when you were winning games and Detroit was losing games. Like you beat the Bears out for the number 1 spot in the division, and now you and the Bears are like flip-flopping a lot. So now the Bears are probably going to regain control, and they're probably going to end up winning the division this year, which is kind of crazy. They're the NFC's version of the Patriots. So
yeah, but speaking of the Lions, they lost to the Rams this week.
Matthew Stafford revenge game.
Oh boy, what happened here? Let's take a look. As we said, Rams beat them 41-34. It looks like they had a 24-17 lead at halftime. The Lions did, and then the Rams scored 17 unanswered in the third quarter, and that was kind of the ball game. Jared Goff 25-41, 338, 3 touchdowns. Jahmyr Gibbs 38 yards. Dave Montgomery 32 yards. Can't have that. Amon-Ra St. Brown 13 catches, 164 yards, and 2 touchdowns on 18 targets. Matthew Stafford, 24-38, 368, 2 touchdowns and a pick. Kyren Williams, 15 carries, 78 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Blake Corum, 71 yards and a touchdown as well. Colby Parkinson, 5 for 75 and 2. Puka Nacua, 9 for 181. Devontae Adams, 4 for 71.
And Adams got hurt this game, correct? I believe he pulled a hammy.
Yes, he did. Yep. He's questionable. He's week to week with a hamstring, so he's probably not going to play this week. He's playing on Thursday night. But Rams go up to 11-3. Lions fall to 8-6.
Yeah, Matthew Stafford solidified his MVP. I think it's locked up now.
Between Drake May having a bad day and this guy having a really good day. But yeah.
Yeah. And then also he's been like the leader for most of the season on that voting.
I agree.
So the only one that you can maybe argue like a guy like Sam Darnold if depending on who wins that division and also who looks best, but like, dude, Matthew Stafford for his age playing this well, insane. Give credit where credit's due. And the Lions, I think, becoming very fraudulent this year. I think you're starting to see the significant drop off of losing both your coordinators. I think losing your coordinators and I think it's the same thing that we could talk about with the Eagles offensively. I think the longer the season plays out, the more you see the significant impact of a coordinator being gone and you not having like kind of like an instant fix on that or like the next lineage in line into replacing that. I think the Lions significantly on both sides of the ball. The longer the season went on, the more they kind of got exposed of, like both our coordinators are gone. That's a huge loss for any team. I lost both my offensive coordinator and defensive coordinator. And by the way, the offensive coordinator just so happens to be winning the division this year.
At least Aaron Glenn sucks.
I mean, I never thought he was like, I think they would have been better off losing him than Ben Johnson. But also the Jets. So, but a great year for Jahmyr Gibbs and Amon St. Brown, like this year for them. But outside of that, I also think losing Laporta as well too was a significant loss because he was very much their safety blanket outside of like Amon St. Brown. Jamison Williams has been like a damn near no-show this season after getting paid. Because he's had games where he has literally
give him credit. 134 yards this week.
Yeah, but like his season wise though, like after paying him, I bet you he's under 1,000 yards.
So far, 936. He's probably gonna cross. He's probably gonna cross 1,000 yards.
Yeah, in a 17 game season, he's barely crossing a G note. And because there's been games where he literally has not showed up.
Yeah, it seems to kind of be feast or famine for him, but
but no, I mean, the Rams are, I think, probably the Super Bowl favorites. Like
I've been saying for weeks that they're the best team.
Yeah, you've been on that train since last year. You said they were the best team to go against the Eagles. Like they were the only team to really give that Super Bowl Eagles team a run for their money. And if they were that close with the Eagles, God knows what they could have done against the Chiefs in the Super Bowl. But this year, man, like Puka Nacua's second year, their running game is great. Offensive line's great. Jared Verse is a man possessed. Like they are looking phenomenally formidable over there for the LA Rams.
Yep. All right. 54-30. Yeah. Carolina and New Orleans. So every time the Bucs give the Panthers a shot, the Panthers can't capitalize. They lose to the Saints 28-17. Bryce Young 15-24, 163 and a touchdown. Rico Dowdle 60 carries, 49 yards and a touchdown. Jalen Coker 4 for 60 and a touchdown. Only 17 points for the Panthers as the Saints put up 20. Tyler Shuck 24-32, 272 and a touchdown. Devin Neal 7 for 28 and 1. Tyler Shuck also the leading rusher for 32 yards. Chris Olave 6 for 85 and 1. Kind of a slog, but the Saints come out victorious. The Panthers can't take advantage. So now the division really comes down to the Panthers and Bucks, 2 games that they're playing the next 3 weeks. They play them this week and they play them the end of the year.
Mm-hmm.
Who would have thought?
Like, also, like, I'm not impressed at all by Tyler Shuck at all this season. I really do think that the Saints, like, I think they're going to kind of get picked apart this offseason. I think any type of asset that they have on their team, they're just going to be taken. Like, I think Olave is not going to be a part of this team next year. Like, and they're also winning a lot of these games where I'm like, why? What are you doing? Like, you need to get draft capital. Kind of need to get some draft assets because this was like a free year that you could have gone 0-17 and they would have not cared. But like, I also long-term wise, I'm not a big, huge fan of what the Saints are doing long-term. Like, do you really think that this team is even like, they're still the 4th worst team in that division. They're the worst team in that division. Like,
the worst team in the worst division in football.
Yes. Like, it's like even like, unless you get unbelievably lucky in your draft class and you hit 7 for 7 and you sign good free agents, that's still a bit of a stretch for that team. So good for them upsetting the Panthers, and the Panthers do what Panthers do best all year: be inconsistent. Like, oh great, you 30-0 Atlanta, and then all of a sudden you can't beat the Saints. Oh, you beat the Cowboys, right? But then like everybody does. And then all of a sudden it's like, here we go. Oh, Bryce Young looks like a good quarterback. Oh, Bryce Young looks like the worst draft pick of all time. Like, where are we with this team?
They're batting 500. That's where we're at with this team.
Yeah, exactly.
So, like I said, they got the Bucks twice to end the year. That's gonna make or break it.
Yeah, and I just think this season for the Panthers is just like you're holding on to things that are like low-key kind of holding your team back, which is Bryce Young and your head coach. Like, I truly believe that if you're right now playing in, what do you call it, NFL limbo, like, or purgatory.
Yep.
Like, you are winning you're talented enough to beat these games, but you're not talented enough to go to no Super Bowl. So why are you winning these games? I'm not like, and shout out to Tet for showing up this season. I thought that guy was kind of going to be a certified bust, but you know, I also think that he's like Calvin Benjamin, and his best season is his first season, and he probably won't be good after that.
Can get fat too. All right, Arizona and Houston. We just gave Houston their props a little while ago.
Mm-hmm.
They beat the crap out of the 3-11 Cardinals. CJ Stroud, 22-29, 260, and 3 touchdowns. Probably his best game this year.
Mm-hmm.
Jawar Jordan comes out of nowhere, 15 carries, 101 yards. Nico Collins, 3 for 85 and 2. Dalton Schultz, 8 for 76 and 1. Jacoby Brissett, 27-40, 249, 3 touchdowns, and a pick. Michael Carter, 56 yards on the ground. But this was an ass kicking. Houston, all of a sudden, a foe in the AFC.
Yeah. And it's funny because, like, if it wasn't for the Jaguars and the Colts having a long, like, a great start to their season, like, man, what could have been for the Texans, right? But I mean, that defense, they're the team that you do not want to play at the end of the year right now.
Mm-mm.
Defense is humming, and their offense is playing relatively decent now. But at the same time, I also think this Cardinals team is, the moment they moved on from Kyler was the moment they did not care about this season no more.
And they started playing better, but
yeah, which is funny. But it was just like now, like, also Wilson for the Cardinals. Oh my God, he's the real Marvin Harrison Jr. Like, seriously, that dude has been a stud.
Michael Wilson, yeah.
Yeah, and shout out to Jacoby Brissett getting himself another contract at the end of the season too. Like, that dude straight up is just, bet I'm getting a contract now.
Or was this when he's playing for the Patriots last year?
Yeah, like, or anywhere. This probably isn't this his best career year? Is this going to be
Probably,
like his best ever career year?
probably. You're probably looking at that in like maybe one of his Colts years,
Yep.
but
Um, Good for him. But like this Cardinals team's moving forward. I mean, God, Marvin Harrison Jr. has not at all lived to that position. You're at least solid at tight end. You have a decent offensive line, but defensively,
is Marvin hurt or something? Like he didn't have a single target.
well, I don't know. I just know that Wilson is a legitimate, but I also think Wilson's kind of like a fraud. I also think he's kind of like Robbie Anderson. Like I just think that you're getting a really good season out of a guy. He's going to give himself a mega contract and then also never see this stat line again.
Uh, yeah, Marvin Harrison is hurt.
Hmm.
Trying to figure out the last time he played. 11:30. He hasn't played since Thanksgiving.
Hmm. I mean, even when he plays, it's inconsistent. It's not like the only thing consistently he does is not play.
But yeah.
But defensively, I mean, like low key for a team. I mean, Buda Baker is out there. I think like you should probably some teams should probably pick him up in the
Getting old as
offseason.
hell, but
I mean, still a decent level player. The crazy part is it's kind of funny seeing bad teams have good free agency signings. Sweat for them has been a dog this year. I believe he's top 5 in sacks this season. So he's been a really good player for them. Johnson, I believe it's Johnson right there, left tackle that Kyler Murray
Paris
wanted
Johnson,
from.
yeah.
Yeah, has been a solid guy this season. Wilson has been a dog this year as well too. And McBride, their tight end is tight end number 1 this year. Like he has been a stud.
Mm.
He's been underrated, underappreciated for a hot minute, and especially with the Cardinals who don't really win much as of lately, or not really on the national spotlight like that. Good for them. Like, I would like to see him on a nice winning team. I mean, like him on a defense squad, him on the Patriots would be sick, actually. Um, but Cardinals are just playing themselves for draft capital. Texans are a team that I would not want to face in the first round. I think they could potentially win their first game in the playoffs. It all depends on how that offense looks like. That offense is very beatable. It's just the defense. Like, are you willing to risk people getting headhunted hard against that team? Like, because they're gonna. And it's so funny. The funniest thing watching Texans games is how excited D'Amico Ryans is when his defense is on the field, and when his offense is on the field, that dude hates like he's just this is him when his off. They could score 10 touchdowns. This is him. His defense gets like a QB pressure. Let's go! Like completely different. Like, dude, his defense could give up the worst play of all time. He's like, oh, it's all right, guys. Don't worry. CJ Stroud could throw up the greatest pass of all time. He's gonna be like that. I also jokingly said that when CJ Stroud got concussed because David Mills in that offense looked much better with it, that he was probably punching CJ Stroud when nobody was looking to keep him concussed. Like that dude does not like his offense at all. Like it's so funny. That's probably the best, most entertaining part about the Texans is the fact that D'Amico gets so jacked up for his defense, and the moment his offense touches the field, he's score a touchdown. Dude doesn't care because he's very much that's their job. Where I think this defense is humming. It's a great all around defense. This is going to be it's going to go down in NFL history as one of the most underrated defenses of all time.
What's going to go down as one of the worst teams of all time, Tennessee Titans. They played the San Francisco 49ers, and they lost 37-24. Cam Ward, 18-29, 172 touchdowns. Brock Purdy, 23 of 30, 295, 3 touchdowns. Tony Pollard, 14 of 104, and a touchdown. Gunnar Helm, 449, and a touchdown. Chris McCaffrey, 22-73, and a touchdown. Ricky Pearsall, the leading receiver for the 49ers, 6 for 96. Juwan Jennings with 2 touchdowns as well. George Kittle with 1 on 88 yards and 8 catches. 49ers are a wagon. Tennessee Titans suck.
Yeah, and the Titans are also the only difference between them and the Raiders is at least they have a quarterback that they believe in. Outside of that, But the Raiders at least have two weapons that they're going to build around in the future: Brock Bowers and their running game and Genty. We're like the Titans. I'm just like, geez Louise, like this offensive line is hot garbage. Like Jeffrey Simmons is the only player defensively that's worth a damn. And this is a bad draft class to go after for players to build around too. Like it's just not pretty. It's just not pretty for the Titans. And long term wise, it's not pretty unless they do drastic changes too. Probably also a guy that you could probably heavily convince that you could probably get on the cheap. You could probably get Jeffrey Simmons on your team for probably not a first round pick, which would be, let me tell you this, what a Mike Vrabel kind of guy. Like legitimately, like seriously, like I mean, I know I'm not really that big
the
of a
Titans
Patriot.
won't deal with the Patriots.
Oh no, exactly. So, but I think Jeffrey Simmons could be a player that a team can go after, like this offseason. I think he's still played up to level despite the team's, like how bad the team has played. Like he's a dog.
Speaking of dogs, Philip Rivers came back.
Oh, what a dog!
They lost to the Seahawks 18-16.
They lost to Myers
22-36, 271. No touchdowns, no picks. I think it's 6 field goals for the Seahawks.
Myers. Shout out to
Jake
Myers.
Shout out to them. Jason Myers. Excuse me. Philip Rivers in his return, 18-27, 121 touchdown, 1 pick. Wasn't quite as bad as we thought it could be. Jonathan Taylor, 25 carries, 87 yards. Josh Downs with the lone touchdown. But yeah, Seahawks improved 11-3. Colts fall to 8-6. I know I don't want to be the guy shitting on the Phil Rivers parade, but is it kind of embarrassing that the Colts didn't reach out to a guy who's played football in the last 4 years?
Yeah.
Does anybody else find that to be just a little embarrassing? Like, I know Phil Rivers, good time, vibes. Oh my God, my childhood is back. Oh my God, but
it's also like, what was it? The whole big thing is because Shane Steichen's offense, because he knows it.
You couldn't find somebody who knew like anything at all, like that's played football in the last 4 years. Like sticking with Riley Leonard is less embarrassing than this. This is embarrassing.
You know what's funny to me?
Poverty franchise doing poverty franchise things.
This is what's more embarrassing is that Philip Rivers has had a better stat line coming back from football than JJ McCarthy has in certain games.
It's true.
How embarrassing is that to me?
Not the week to make fun of it though.
Oh, it's not. But I mean, the fact that you've seen NFL quarterback play worse than what you saw in that game
this season, just the Vikings.
Yep. Like that's what I'm saying. I don't know what's kind of worse, the fact that Philip Rivers is back or the fact that I have literally seen quarterback play this year from multiple teams be worse than what Philip Rivers has done.
And Phil Rivers can't throw it more than like 25 yards at this point.
Oh no, everybody knew that. He couldn't even do that his last season with the Colts. That was freaking 5 years ago.
And somehow, some way, they only lose by 2.
And that Seahawks defense, I think, is underrated this year. I think that's a team you don't want to have.
What happened to this offense? It's slowed down big time.
Yeah, I'm just thinking that you're getting a bad JSN game. Like he didn't really do much this game. Also, their run.
7 for 113, no touchdowns.
My thing, but it's also a huge drop off of outside of him. Like Cooper Kupp is gone. That dude doesn't exist anymore. Raheed Shaheed, right? That was the dude that they traded for from the Saints.
5 for 74 today. Yep.
Has like that best game probably so far as a Seahawk.
He did have a 100-yard game. No, was that it? No, I guess not. I thought he did.
He had a really good game with the Saints before, yeah. But
I thought he had a 100-yarder with the Seahawks.
I think the biggest issue I have with the Seahawks is they have no true run game. You have two Algiers on your team. You have two guys that are just like who you going to really commit to. They're both also the same type of running back.
And they both sucked.
Mm-hmm. Like I think like if they get a guy like Breece Hall, that'd be nice too. Like get yourself an every down back or like because like also their running backs are not in the passing game worth a damn.
Nope.
at all. And I think that would be a team that it's odd that you would say like a running back could probably really change this offensive dynamic for them. A good one, a an all-purpose one, like if they had a guy like a Cook, a guy like in that regard of just like really a guy you could keep on the field all downs because both,
McCaffrey.
yeah, like Robinson. I mean, you can even get to the likes of ETN. You could get the likes of a guy like stuff like that, or Josh Jacobs
Mm.
as well too. But Seahawks are still winning games, so good for them. I mean, like, and if they get the number one overall seed, like if somehow the Rams screw that up, like that's a team. They're like I said, they're like the Broncos. That home field advantage and that defense is not going to be fun to
Nope.
play against all postseason long.
Nope. Not at all. All right. You mentioned JJ. Let's talk about him. They go into Dallas on primetime to play the Cowboys, and they win 34-26. The score is not as close as the game made it out to be. The Colts, the Cowboys scored like a garbage time thing to make it close. Like this game wasn't really close at all. The Vikings kind of throttled them. I just felt like they had control of the game. I know it was tied at halftime, 17-all. Going to the fourth, it was what 23-22 if I do my math right, 24-23. The Vikings scored 10 fourth quarter points. Dallas only scores 3. That's kind of the ball game. JJ McCarthy 15-24, 250, 2 touchdowns and a pick. Aaron Jones senior 34 yards. Addison 66 yards on 2 catches. Hawkinson 4 for 66. Jalen Naylor 3 for 47 and 2. Justin Jefferson 2 for 22. Dak Prescott 23 of 38, 294. Javonte Williams 15 for 91. CD Lamb 6 for 111. Vikings win 34-26. They go to 6-8. Cowboys fall to 6-7-1. Obviously, the big story out of this is obviously kind of following the development, quote unquote, of JJ McCarthy. And the last couple of games, Gerardo, I don't know if you followed it any, but they talked about kind of just telling JJ like the mechanic stuff goes to the side, like we'll figure it out later. Just play whatever comes naturally. And the last couple of games, he's put together decent days.
Like to me, he has, but like long term effects wise, he's gonna get figured out, right? Like if you don't have any solid mechanics, like he's still playing ugly football, and it's also like historically one of the worst defenses of all time. So like I'm taking this with a grain of salt. He also didn't look that impressive against this team. Also, he just straight up hates the other JJ. I'm convinced. Like Justin Jefferson just sucks when he's a quarterback. Like he's just not looked good
What
at
do you think
all.
about him doing the gritty in the end zone because his coach told him to stop goofing around?
Like it just goes to show you the type of asshole this dude really is, to be quite honest with you. I mean, it's not listen, I mean, you saw one of his coaches, what he did when we get to college football. So maybe I mean, listen, it also what this is Michigan has been 3 years in a row under controversy with them, and he was the quarterback during some of the part. And but anyways, like it's this is what you get out of JJ, right? You're gonna get a game where you're gonna get hyped up and you're gonna be excited. The next game he's gonna lose and look really bad, and you're gonna make excuses. The third game, he's gonna really suck, and then you're gonna go back to wow, this dude sucks. And then the next game after that, he's gonna look nice. It's the JJ McCarthy train, man. That's what we're on right now.
He's put together 2 really good days, but those 2 teams, the Washington Commanders,
Yep. With
31
no yep.
16-23, 163, 3 touchdowns, and the Dallas Cowboys, 15-24, 250, 2 touchdowns of the pick.
What is yearly percentage, completion percentage this year?
62.5.
And like he's had historically bad games too. Like
He is 117 for 206. Oh wait, no, that was just that game. The season long is 56.8. I apologize.
yeah,
He's 117 for 206, 1,300 yards, 11 touchdowns, 11 picks.
and he's had games where he was under 50%.
Mhm.
Like he's either historically bad or above average. He has never been and completion percentage is the one stat you would look at the most for a quarterback. And on top of that, too, he just doesn't like giving it to his best asset. So, and as for the Cowboys, well, you're just not going
Well,
to the
he did
playoffs.
target Justin Jefferson 8 times. He just missed him 6 times.
Jesus. Yeah, because he's just inaccurate as all get out. Lord have mercy. 8 times, but I only could catch the ball twice. That's pathetic.
So let's look at the Vikings' remaining schedule. Do they have any tough? Not really. At the Giants versus the Lions versus the Packers.
Yeah, so you're going to have one more. You're going to have 2 bad games and 1 good game.
They leave the season on a high note against the Packers.
Yep, and then everybody's going to anoint him. They're going to win the Super Bowl next year and whatnot. And then we're going to go back to we're probably going to have way worse games.
It's going to be the most annoying offseason of all time.
It was already that to begin with, so I think
we're just have a repeat of last year.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh my God, just wait until he has a full off season.
You mean what he already had? He technically had 2 full off seasons and 1 off season.
Just wait until he finishes his 8-month retreat with Justin Jefferson. They'll be on the same page.
Yeah. Just wait till we get a new head coach.
I'm sorry, JJ McCarthy. Just nothing meshes with me about him. Absolutely nothing.
Yeah, because he's just not mechanically sound. What a shock.
Not mechanically sound. Kind of a punk bitch.
Yeah. Kind of an asshat.
Oh my God, I'm going to do a gritty in the end zone because KOC told me not to in practice.
So he's insubordinate.
No wonder your head coach doesn't like you.
So listen, didn't they fire their GM, or is their GM technically in question?
Quincy's still there.
And now we're kind of see who drafted him.
Josh McCown. I mean, I see Josh McCown's body language on the sideline, and we want nothing to do with this guy.
Yep. So you're starting to see
like a depressed father.
And mind you, too, those 2 first-round picks that the Vikings took. What was it? Their DN that has absolutely sucked ass since they drafted him, and same with McCarthy. So it's a good way to get fired. You piss away 2 first-round picks.
But he's probably gonna have another shot next year.
Yeah, and the sad part is it may come to how long of a leash you going to give KOC? Now, granted, me and you are going to give KOC. I would say, Bo, you bench this motherfucker. You keep your job. We're I do not know what the Vikings organization's going to do.
We'll see. Well, ask me around Halloween next year. It's kind of where I'm sitting.
Because that's going to be embarrassing that they're going to piss away one of their best ever coaches and let him walk over for JJ. And then he's just going to end up being a head coach somewhere else and winning a whole lot more games.
He can come coordinate for New England for a while. I like him enough. No, we'll still have Josh.
Yeah.
But all right, let's talk about Miami and Pittsburgh. That happened tonight. We didn't spend too much time on Dallas, but that's okay. 28-15, your final. Pittsburgh kind of throttles Miami. Aaron Rodgers, 23-27, 224, 2 touchdowns. Kenny Gainwell, 13 of 80. Johnny Smith had a rushing touchdown. Connor Hayward had a rushing touchdown. DK Metcalf, 3 for 55 and 1 touchdown. MVS, 1 for 19 and touchdown. Tua, 22-28, 253, 2 touchdowns and a pick. Devon A-Chain, 60 yards through the air, 67 yards on the ground. Actually flipped that. Darren Waller, 7 for 66 and 2. So Dolphins fall to 6-8. Their playoff hopes are dwindling. Steelers go to 8-6. Take a game lead on the division.
Mm-hmm. They're probably going to be the one that wins the division this year, more than likely so. As for the Dolphins, I mean, this team is so irrelevant to me. It's just Jalen Waddle has straight up sucked this season. Tua sucks. Their head coach doesn't really care that much. I think he's more shocked that he's still a head coach than anything else. But at least you have Devon Achane. You're going to be building upon that next season. He's been such a stud this season for them. But Waddle, I don't know what they're going to do with the Tyreek Hill situation. All indication is that he's getting cut, more than likely so. But versus Steelers, I mean, you keep winning this division. I mean, it's the most expensive defense in all of NFL history. So they are starting to show up a little bit, but I also not a team that I believe in for the playoffs
No,
one bit.
no. They're going to be the easy bounce.
Mm-hmm.
Like the Texans, when they don't win the division, they're going to go into Pittsburgh, and it's going to be bad. Rodgers might die.
Yep.
He's like, oh, that's why I'm retiring. Right there. But, all right. That's enough of that. Let's get into our picks. LCO picked on your behalf last week, and you win 11-9.
What? Look at Elcio. I don't need to pick no more. I don't know why I'm even doing this.
You're on a 3-week win streak against me. So, against the spread, you went 8 of 16. I went 5 of 16. So
okay, look at him splitting. He's splitting in half.
Oh yeah,
he's coming up on top.
But Thursday Night Football this week, the Rams are playing the Seahawks. The Seahawks are 1.5 point favorites.
Really? Give me Rams.
Me too.
Yeah. I want the Seahawks to win, but
last time they played, Darnold threw 4 picks and they still only lost by like 3. So,
yep.
Never know. Philly at Washington. Philly minus 6.5.
Philly to win, Washington to cover.
I'll take Philly both ways. This Commanders team sucks. Something bad. Green Bay at Chicago. Green Bay minus 1.5.
Chicago both ways. No Micah Parsons. That's demoralizing for that locker room.
I'm gonna take Chicago as well. Buffalo at Cleveland. Buffalo minus 10.5. I'll take Buffalo both ways.
I'm gonna take Buffalo to win, Cleveland to cover.
After they just got throttled by Chicago.
They play well at home. They just don't play well on the road.
Tampa Bay at Carolina round 1. Tampa Bay minus 3.
Tampa Bay both ways.
I'm taking Carolina both ways. Sorry, this Bucs team just ain't it. I know the Panthers aren't it, but like the Bucs really aren't.
Well, the Panthers just lost. That means the Panthers are going to win now.
And you're sticking with the Bucs.
Yep.
KC at Tennessee. KC minus 3.5.
I'll take KC to win, Tennessee to cover.
I'll take Tennessee both ways.
If they don't win this game, then I don't know what to say.
Chargers at Dallas. Dallas minus 1.5.
Dallas is favored.
Mm-hmm.
I'll take Dallas.
I'll take Dallas. I'm taking the Chargers.
I'll take Dallas both ways.
I'll take the Chargers. I think Dallas is about to pack it up. Cincinnati at Miami. Cincinnati minus 1.5.
Miami.
Just feel like they have more momentum on their side.
Yeah, Joe Burrow doesn't think football's fun anymore. So
no, not at all. Minnesota at the Giants. Minnesota minus 3.
Mini to win, Giants to cover.
I'll take Minnesota both ways. I don't want them to win though. I want Dexter Lawrence to like eat this douchebag alive, but
that front seven's gonna swallow him up whole.
He's gonna get hurt. That's what's gonna happen.
Tears his ACL.
No, not quite. But maybe just enough to have an excuse of, oh well, look, he didn't have a complete season. Like, just wait for him to come back next year. He's gonna be fucking awesome. Shut the fuck up, you dweeb. But sorry, nothing enrages me more than the JJ McCarthy called.
I don't blame you.
They piss me off. The Jets at the Saints. Saints minus 4.5.
Game I do not care about. Jets at the Saints. You said Saints are 4.5 favorites.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, give me that. Give me Saints to win, Jets to cover. F it.
Taking Saints both ways. Jacksonville at Denver. Denver minus 3.
Denver both ways.
I agree. Yeah, Trevor Lawrence ain't throwing 6 touchdowns this game. Atlanta at Arizona. Atlanta minus 2.5.
Give me Arizona both ways.
I'm going to take Atlanta both ways. Kirko's got something to play for, like the rest of his career. Raiders at Houston. Want to guess the line on this one?
25.
Houston 14.5.
Give me Texans to win, Raiders to cover. 14's a lot still.
I'm taking Houston both ways. I think it's gonna be a smoke show. Pittsburgh at Detroit. Detroit -7.
Give me Pittsburgh both ways.
I'm taking Detroit to win, Pittsburgh to cover.
Yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot for Pittsburgh.
New England at Baltimore on Sunday Night Football. Baltimore -3.
Give me New England both ways.
I don't know, man. Am I wrong to say that the loss this week really rocked me?
No, that's fine, but I don't think the Ravens defense, if it wasn't for the Cowboys, they're one of the worst in the league.
Yeah, but how much better is the Bills defense than the Ravens? Like, really?
Significantly.
Think so?
The Ravens were, I think, the worst defense starting off the year. They were historically bad, and they still are.
Let's see. Ravens defensive ranking. Let's see here. Yards allowed. They are 24th.
Yep.
Passing defense. They are 26th. Rushing defense there. They're middle of the pack rushing defense. Scoring defense, they are 22nd. You know the Patriots had the worst red zone defense in football?
They do?
Yeah.
I would have not thought about that.
Well, they don't let teams get to the red zone often, but when they do, it's almost always touchdown, 73% of the time. Ravens are top 10 in the red zone. I don't know, man. That loss to Buffalo really left a bad taste in my mouth.
I don't blame you, like I said.
But I would go. I'd take Baltimore. Hope I'm wrong. But I don't know. There's something about watching them blow that 24-point lead, 17-point lead, and just crater. Like I can't recover from it. Okay, Monday Night Football. Give me a score. Niners at Indy. Niners -5.5.
34-17.
51 Niners. I'll go 34-10. 49ers. So gives me a score of 44, you 51. All right, those are your picks, everybody. Hope you enjoyed. All right, let's try to talk about some college football a little bit before we allow me to sleep. Start with Sherone Moore. So, Gerardo, I don't know if you heard about this news story, but if you haven't, I'll inform you.
Okay.
Sherone Moore, obviously the head coach of the Michigan Wolverines, right? Took over for Harbaugh. He was fired. On December.
Not because
10th.
he lost to Ohio State, right?
Well, it did happen afterwards, but 6 days ago, he was fired from the University of Michigan because he had been fired from college due to credible evidence that Moore engaged in an inappropriate relationship with a staff member.
Okay.
Michigan first investigated the matter last summer after an anonymous tip, with both parties denying the allegation. Earlier on the day of Moore's firing, the staff member he was, doing stuff with allegedly, recanted to administrators with proof of romantic involvement with him. And obviously, things happened after that. Moore was arrested and booked in the county jail for an alleged assault. The Pittsfield Department of Safety, which gained custody over Moore, stated that Moore was lodged at the county jail pending review charges by the county prosecutor. This incident does not appear to be random in nature. John U. Bacon, he's a journalist. He stated that the alleged victim was the female staff member he was accused of having an affair with, and that the alleged assault occurred at her home after Moore's termination. On December 12th, Moore was arraigned in court after being charged with felonious third-degree home invasion and 2 misdemeanors, stalking in a domestic relationship and breaking and entering. He was released on $25,000 bond. Now, Let me make sure that this part of the story is true. Yeah, so oh damn it. I hate when I open articles and they're ad blocked.
Mhm.
Um but apparently, according to local news stations, the ex-Michigan football head coach allegedly grabbed knives and terrorized the woman inside her Ann Arbor apartment.
Hmm.
Allegedly, Moore was unarmed when he entered the house through an unlocked door without permission. He got into an argument with the unnamed victim after they broke up after a number of years relationship. At one point, Moore picked up 2 butter knives and a pair of scissors and threatened to kill himself.
What a
I'm
butter
going
knife.
to I'm going to kill myself. I'm going to make you watch. My blood is on your hands. You ruined my life. And a series of very, very threatening, intimidating, terrifying, quite frankly, statements and behaviors in that apartment. It was only then, Your Honor, when the victim called her attorney and then at some point indicated she was going to call the police, and then he left. So, yeah, Michigan's looking for a new football coach. Sherone Moore probably looking for a therapist.
Lord have mercy, dude.
Where do you want to start?
Uh, Butter knife is probably not the suggested weapon of choice if you're going to commit self harm. I would say I think you're very much like an emo kid. You're kind of just doing that for show.
This
Secondly,
way for attention, this way for results. Like, you know the stick.
the other thing is she didn't ruin your life. You ruined your own life, sir. Take accountability for that. Also, the thing that wasn't really discussed was the amount of OnlyFans models that he was trying to
Bit
buy.
of a sex pest.
Yep. So listen, he's been a degenerate his whole life, it seems like. Now also the other thing was he also texted the alleged victim during the halftime of the Ohio State Michigan game in which they lost. So let you know where his true focus is in life. That the most important game in Michigan's history, he would rather be texting his side piece about,
By the
you
way,
know,
he and his wife have 3 children together.
thank you. Like that's the one thing that a lot of people are not talking about. Big old piece of shit. As a father, and a husband, and he did this onto himself. It's inexcusable. And on top of that, too, Loki, shitty head coach. That doesn't get talked about much. A lot of this that Michigan's kind of really good, really happy that this kind of happened because it's kind of like, how am I supposed to know he was a piece of shit? My bad. I know this. But granted, this is now 3 years in a row, Caleb, of investigation under Michigan administration.
Oh, remind me, what were the 3? What was it?
Well, there was the whole cheating with Connor Stallions,
Mm-hmm.
uh, which was in question for what was it? The national championship season.
Then after that, I think, right?
And
Harbaugh
then,
got suspended for whatever.
yep, Harbaugh got suspended, but said, I'm not going to be a head coach here. So who gives a shit? Not my problem. And then they're like, oh, by the way, Sherone Moore is such a great guy, guys. I mean, when we won the national title, he tried to hire 22 OnlyFans models for our team in Houston. So I think that's a great team guy. Anyways, I'm out of here. Y'all figure this out. By the way, coaches in college football who take NFL jobs or leave on sabbaticals, the program tends to suck and be under investigation almost every single time in the history of college football. Pete Carroll, when he left USC, they go to Seattle under investigation, damn near got the death penalty, if not the worst in the death penalty, because they could only offer 15 scholarships per offseason for recruiting. After that, Urban Meyer, oh, my heart don't work every time. Oh, I'm going to just leave Florida before all this goes down. Chip Kelly under investigation at Oregon for all the cheating they did when bringing in all those recruits, NIL before NIL. Oh, I'm just going to go to the Eagles before any of this happens, even though I was getting paid more at Oregon. What happened to Oregon? Under investigation. Harbaugh, I'm out of here. Hey, I don't know who this dude is. I don't know Carter Stout. Sherone Moore, great guy. Y'all gonna love him. I swear. All right, see y'all later. Bye. Every single time. They leave because guess what? It's not my problem. I wasn't there. Whoa, cheating. I'm in the NFL. I got other stuff to worry about, bro.
Sherone Moore knows a thing or two about cheating, doesn't he?
Well, listen, if you ain't cheating, you ain't trying, baby. Except he applied it into his relationship. What an asshole. Now, the crazy thing about all this, right, is now premier program, you're 2 years removed from a national championship. You have the number one quarterback recruit on your team.
Who
You
now
know
is
that,
free to transfer for whatever the hell reason he wants.
and you have unlimited NIL. Like I said, I think Michigan really, really lucked out on this because Sherone Moore was a dog shit coach.
And now they get to flirt with Kenny Dillingham. They get to flirt with Jed Fish. They get to flirt with Kellen
Bro,
DeBoer.
even Kellen DeBoer, bro, like what? First of all, not happening.
Yeah, Kellen
Like
DeBoer's in now.
my favorite is like, oh, we're after Kellen DeBoer, Marcus Freeman, and I'm like, bro, coaches that will straight up just tell you no. Like the guy who bleeds Ohio State is somehow going to go to Michigan. Yeah, right. Kellen DeBoer would like, no, you're not leaving Alabama to go to Michigan. You're not. And even if he did, is that even a good hire?
What about Kenny Dillingham?
It's a huge step up for him. I'd say that you get more resources and whatnot. But I mean, like, does Penn State got their new head coach? They did. They just literally hired what's his name? They just hired James Franklin 2.0.
The
Campbell.
Tulane guy?
No, Campbell from Iowa State.
Oh yeah, Matt Campbell.
Yep, that's just James Franklin all over again. The other ones they have is what Clark Leah from Vanderbilt is also a head coaching candidate as well too for Michigan.
Let's see here. Vegas odds on next Michigan coach. Jed Fish minus 175. Kenny Dillingham 2-1. Kalen DeBoer 7-1. Biff Poggi 7-1.
This is their current acting head coach.
Yep.
Yeah.
Jesse Minter 14-1. John Gruden 20-1.
That when he actively said he wasn't going to do it.
Tommy Reese 25-1. Jeff Brom 33-1.
Yeah,
Marcus
that's Louisville.
33-1. PJ Fleck 33-1.
Fucking dumb hire that would be too.
Hey, respect PJ Fleck.
He's great at Minnesota. He goes to Michigan. He may not have a winning season.
He has a job for life at Minnesota.
Exactly. Why would you leave that? You're set for life. I think Michigan should just not hire anybody. Leave it with Poggi and run it out for the whole season. Seriously.
Or, hear me out, Bobby Petrino.
Now that offense would be humming. I would be a big Michigan fan next year. Not a bad color scheme too. I would rock the M on the hat like that next season. But in all honesty, like I really do think that they're just going to they should just go with Poggi, Grant, and just reevaluate next season. All the best head coaches are already hired, and you're not going to convince these mega coaches to go to Michigan because it's and no offense to Dillingham, it's like when you go to Michigan, you need like some real like proof that you have been a serious head coach in this.
He did win the Big 12 last year.
Yes. And I mean, like when you got when they got Harbaugh, he was a Michigan man because beforehand they were not hiring Michigan men. Like Brady Hoke was the last one, but then he also couldn't win with his own players. But remember Rich Rod, that failed experiment there. And then they were I think that it's very much so that they're not hiring a Michigan man. I don't know any Michigan guys that are out there like that are available for head coaching, but I think it's a premier program. You're 2 years removed from that, and also you were
Jesse Minter, I guess
4-0 against Ohio State, so you kind of want to be a legitimate threat in there. So, and I don't think none of the hires outside of maybe Kellen DeBoer, which he's not leaving. Same thing with Marcus Freeman, he's not leaving. Like those are your two best coaches based on resume, and they're not leaving.
Brian Kelly.
No. Hell to the no. Fuck to the no. Like it's you. This the only thing that could have the thing that sucks for Michigan is you can have this happen in a worse situation. Because I'll tell you this right now,
The
if
timing
this
could not be
happened,
worse.
if this happened before Lane Kiffin went to LSU, we are talking about Lane Kiffin to go to Michigan.
Yeah, everybody might turn their head at that. Be like,
I'm serious. Like if that would have been the conversation. And because Michigan is a bigger school and has been technically more relevant than LSU lately has. And I mean, they have what is it? They have the biggest alumni base in the in all of in the United States. They also are the most winningest program in college football history, and they have the biggest stadium. So when you have a big alumni base, that means you got a lot of money for NIL, a lot of money for NIL. And I think it would have been, I think that's what have actually would have happened. I think it would have been $100 million bidding war for Lane Kiffin. It wouldn't have, it would have been in the 90s. It'd have been $100 million bidding war between Michigan and LSU. And then he would have gone to Michigan, I believe. LSU would have hired the Tulane guy, and all's right in the world. But Michigan is now kind of stuck. And
but
I
gun
think
to
they
your head, who's going to be the head coach of Michigan in 2026?
a Poggy. I think they
You
should
don't
just
think
stick
they're
with.
going to hire anybody?
They shouldn't.
No, but who do you think will? What do you think will happen?
That Jed Fish probably. Like it's just going to be some basic ass hire, and it's not even going to be that inspirational. A lot of players are going to leave. He's going to be late to the NIL game, and then next year they're going to go like 7-5, and then they're going to be looking to get a new head coach.
And the timing will be better.
I mean, you're 1 year in and you're giving up on a guy. That's not a good look for a program because also for recruits, it's like, why should I come here if you're changing head coaches all the time? So that's my reason why they should just stick with Poggi. It's because of that. It's because you're just keep the dude who's already recruiting, keep the dude who knows the system and knows these players, so that way they stay for him. Much likable guy, by the way, and reevaluate next season. That is the smartest thing that they could do. Will they do that? No.
It will be Jed Fish.
Yep, probably so.
Right after we upload, probably.
Because how crazy would it be that Kalen DeBoer goes and then Lane Kiffin, who wanted the Alabama job more than anything else in life, like all of a sudden it's like now Alabama's open. Who's Alabama going to hire? Because we are coming because we are in the college circuit right now where you're either stealing elite coaches from somewhere else, and then like who's filling that hole? There's gonna be this ladder effect of just like for instance, okay, let's say Marcus Freeman somehow just really hates Ohio State and goes to Michigan. Okay, who's the head coach for Notre Dame? Well, then they're probably going to spend a dumb amount of money to get somebody. And then let's say Kalen DeBoer somehow goes to Notre Dame or something like that. Then it's like, okay, now we're just playing this really weird game. And then all of a sudden it's like the next head coach of Alabama is like Jed Fish. Like it's crazy times at a premier program. But I mean, that's what they get for keeping him in house.
All right. Mendoza wins the Heisman. What's his name?
Federico? Fernando
Mendoza, Indiana quarterback, wins the Heisman. Thoughts?
Worst Heisman winner in a very long time. Stats are you win by automatic. Like it wasn't nobody else was gonna. I mean, I would have probably given it to Diego Pavia because he mattered more to his team.
People are soured on him.
I mean, yeah, it's just listen. He's just Johnny Manziel with less drug use. That's all it is. People just don't like
drug use for being a total douchebag.
Well, I mean, Johnny Manziel was a way worse douchebag. People tend to forget that.
But this guy is a douchebag's douchebag.
Well, I mean, when you come from nothing, that's always been his attitude his whole life, right? He's from New Mexico. He was disregarded most of his career. He goes to Vanderbilt, known as a laughingstock. All he's done is beaten Alabama.
Like John Barenthal without a good skincare program.
Yeah, I mean, but he's a dog. I'm never gonna hate on. I'm never gonna hate on him for that mentality because he's been hated on his whole life. All of a sudden, like he shouldn't have to change himself just because of your perspective of him changed. Like that's what it came down to. You loved him when he was like this last year. All of a sudden, you hate him and he hasn't changed. Like that doesn't make any sense to me. But he mattered more to his team. I think Kirk Cignetti should win the Heisman, not Mendoza, because at the end of the day, like the only way that, like, I don't even, this, like I said, it's going to be the worst Heisman winner of all time, no matter what. So big whoop. He's just a blimp in like, oh, did you know Indiana had a Heisman winner? Just kind of like how Princeton has a Heisman winner. Do you know his name? No, you don't, because nobody cares. You know what I
Do you
mean?
know Princeton's Heisman winner?
No, I don't care either.
You just know that they have one.
Yes, they do. There's a lot of random schools that have Heisman winners.
People said Julian Love maybe should have got it.
Notre Dame? Well, I mean, listen, they pulled out of everything. Why didn't he pull his name out of winning a Heisman? Listen, there's few people on this earth that pull out better than Notre Dame, which is funny because they're Catholic and they usually don't believe in that type of
Yeah,
stuff.
Phil Rivers.
But anyways, no, Julian Love shouldn't have won it. No, it's because one, you're not in the playoffs. Okay, like you would have had to have a statistically anomaly season for like you to win it, and also running back wise, not even all that impressive. Like, put it this way. You know, Johnny Manziel, when he won his Heisman, had more rushing yards and touchdowns than Julian Love did this year.
No, I do not.
There you go. So, how impressive of a Heisman winner would have that been when a quarterback who won a Heisman before had more rushing yards and touchdowns than you did?
And
And
respect to Mendoza and Diego, they both had pretty good years.
yeah, no, I mean 100%. I'm not disregarding they had decent years, but is it the worst Heisman winner we've had in the last probably 20 years? Yes. And I mean, I kind of predicted that this year once like Oregon went down with Dante Moore. Dante Moore was going to be my
John Mateer
guy.
had the hand injury.
Yep, John Mateer. Yeah, that UT game kind of really screwed him. Marcel Reese wasn't really going to get it at A&M.
Beck blew that pretty quick.
Yep, and Arch Manning should have never been the favored one. So
Yeah, we were
yeah, it's
early
just
for that.
it's whatever. It's kind of like an irrelevant Heisman. It's one of the worst ones ever.
We'll move on. Transfer portal. A lot of guys moving around. Anybody you're kind of keeping your eye on?
Yeah,
I mean,
the quarterback situation,
we can
obviously the
start to
three.
rip off my Band-Aid with Sam Levitt if you want to go there.
Yeah, I mean, he's also kind of a punk bitch too. The fact that he kind of left as soon as he did, like, kind of says the type of character that he is. To be quite honest with you, that he was like instantly, I'm kind of done. F this team. Like, granted, he's doing what's best for himself, but like he was absent during a team meeting
Yeah, I
and went,
think they had one of those banquets like Kane Dillingham put together, like
mm-hmm.
a team meeting together.
Yep. And he said, I don't need to be here for this. F y'all.
And
And
Kenny kind of said, "Oh well, best love
mind
luck."
you, granted, it's not the first time an Arizona State quarterback has upped and left during a transfer portal. I mean, let's not talk about Jaden Daniels. Remember, a lot of ASU.
Well, Herm Edwards is a terrible, terrible human being.
ain't, ain't that the truth? But no, I mean, he's a solid, he's a above average, you would almost say borderline, almost elite college level quarterback play. But there's two other guys that are way above him. That's DJ Lagway, is an elite level prospect. He was also in like a Heisman favorite preseason wise.
I feel like Lane Kiffin's going to get him at
Oh,
LSU.
100%.
Yeah.
I think that's what's going to happen. And that solves their quarterback issue. Even if he gets Sam Levitt at LSU would be sick. Like that would be really good for him as well too. Lenore Sellers is expected to sign an NIL deal, but do not be surprised if a team spends buku bucks on him. I think him at LSU would be sick as well too. I mean, LSU is literally the number one front runner for all these guys. LSU's number one place. Bryce Underwood is going to be hitting the transfer portal. Um, there's no way that he stays there at all. They're not going to land a big enough head coach for him to stay there. Or the program's also in complete dismay right now. And what was the other one that's out there that we kind of said that would probably go to
The Cal
Miami?
quarterback?
I do not know if whether or not he hit the transfer portal. There was another dude that we were talking about earlier on. It's in Dylan Raiola. Dylan
Yeah,
Raiola.
Mini Mahomes.
Yep, he's probably going to go to Texas Tech. Not a bad guy.
That hat will go away, and then you'll be pulling out another hat.
Yeah, I think, man, Dylan Raiola I also don't mind either, but he's not too overly impressive though. Like, I think he's kind of a little bit overhyped of the number one overall quarterback when he was coming out of high school. So it'd be interesting to see where these guys land. I do think LSU literally has all the pickings for any of these guys, but I do think it's going to be DJ Lagway.
Mm-hmm.
I fully believe it's going to be DJ.
I feel like my boy Levitt is going to be Miami Hurricane. I think that's going to be my prediction.
That's not a bad one. That or what else? What other team needs a
Oregon was one, assuming that Dante Moore.
If Dante Moore leaves, they always get a guy.
I think Levitt could be really good with Oregon.
Mm-hmm.
Him and Texas Tech would be annoying. I'd be
Texas Tech already has like a good freshman, redshirt freshman or sophomore on their team, so it was just as good as Morton.
Sam Levitt's next team, the best odds are. When was this written? This was written back in November.
Okay.
So before he even transferred. So I don't even like that. 6 days ago. Landing options for Sam Levitt. LSU, Ole Miss, Indiana, Penn State.
Penn State,
Ooh, I don't like that.
Ole Miss, I mean, Trinidad Chambliss is still there. So
Indiana.
He's not Kurt Cignetti wants a guy who follows rules. Like, I think Kurt Cignetti wouldn't even recruit him because he was like, you weren't at your team's banquet? Bye. Don't talk to me.
What kind of team guy are you?
But yeah, I think
he's going to be a Hurricane. I think that makes the most sense.
Yeah, I think
I think he's going to stay.
Mm-hmm. So I think that's, you're right on that.
Then Raiola might go to Penn State.
Oh, God, that would kind of suck.
All right, let's talk about some college football playoffs. Those games happen this week. I'll just start with the games this weekend, unless you want to start off with your take on the bracket.
I mean, I'm not too entirely upset about it. I mean, at the end of the day, like, look, you're following the rules that you put in place. The reason why that Notre Dame didn't get in, the reason why other teams weren't be able to get in, is because if they did that, it's unbelievable hypocrisy from the committee. If Notre Dame gets in, you are essentially saying that, like, if Notre Dame went in over Miami has a way bigger argument than Notre Dame. We beat this team. Yeah, we're not the better team at the end of the season, but then why do we even play teams in the regular season like that? I might as well schedule Alabama A&T, you know. Same thing for the other teams. It was you're rewarding bad behavior if you let them in, and you're punishing good behavior with James Madison and also with what was it? You're punishing them. Why? They did their job. They did exactly what they were supposed to do. They won their conference, and they only lost one game apiece, right? Like, so why are you punishing them because you want Notre Dame to be in there? And which is so funny too. They're like, oh, ESPN doesn't want to be in there. You know that the big head member of committee and also ESPN both have sons that go to Notre Dame. So there's no bias. If anything, it's kind of like the title of our podcast, Explicitly Unbiased. Because if they really wanted Notre Dame to be in there, and then they're like, oh, it's the NBC money. It's like they want to go in, like, or ESPN wants more money and stuff like that. It's like, bro, like, no, they're clearly following the rules that they set in place. If there was a team that the biggest screw job is BYU. BYU has the best argument against everybody. Their only two losses is to the number 4 team in the nation. The number 4 team in the nation. And so you reward all the other losers in conference championships, but you don't reward me. Like that's the only team that I'm willing to be okay with being upset. Because let's be honest here, Kaleb. If Texas Tech lost to BYU, Texas Tech is in the college football playoffs. They would have put them in. Like, and because it would have been like, oh, BYU and Texas Tech split. Like, they would have been okay with that. And for instance, and then you're looking at what team you probably wouldn't have brought in Miami. They would have probably been outside looking in, and it would have been BYU instead. BYU is the team that I would be pissed. And then on top of that, Notre Dame, oh my God, you spoiled brats. Like, holy crap. Not only did you have this new rule in place where if the AP poll ranks you in the top 12, you get an automatic bid. You automatically go to the college football playoffs.
That doesn't piss me off as much if it applies to other independent schools. Not that UConn is going to all of a sudden be a powerhouse in college football.
Or
but
Army or Navy.
If that's the rule for all independent schools, fine. I'll deal. But if that's
how
just
would you
Notre
feel
Dame
that
rule, like that's bullshit.
How would you feel that every school just went independent and had that rule? If I'm in the top 12, I'm automatically bid.
Well, then Notre Dame roots what they sell.
Then I think it's just pussyfooting. Like I just think they're
yeah.
just.
I think they should just.
And then also, we're not. Thank you for inviting us to your bowl game because it doesn't really matter. I don't want to play. Pussy.
Okay, give the spot to somebody else who will
exactly. Fucking entitled pricks, bro. Get out of here. You have Jesus, touchdown Jesus, and all of a sudden you think you're higher than God. You think you need to be close. Get out of here. Notre Dame to its finest. It's what Notre Dame has always been. It's just been entitled pricks their whole lives.
That's why they don't win. Okay. Let's go into these games, shall we?
Mm-hmm.
First things first. Number 8, Oklahoma versus number 9, Alabama. December 19th, 8 o'clock on ESPN. Who do you got in this one? Alabama -1.5.
Give me Alabama to win on the revenge game.
I'm with you. December 20th at noon, Texas A&M versus Miami, 7 versus 10. A&M -3.
Give me A&M for this. A&M's a really good team this year.
I think this is going to be a fun game, but I also take A&M as well.
Mm-hmm.
After that, December 20th at 3:30, number 6 Ole Miss at number 11. No, not at. Number 11 Tulane at number 6 Ole Miss on TNT, 3:30 Mississippi, -17.5. No Lane Kiffin. I think no problem. Ole Miss gets this win.
Give me Tulane, baby.
Ah.
Give me Tulane. One kept their coach, the other didn't.
Yeah, and meanwhile, that head coach is saying, you guys aren't good enough to come where I'm coming. So
literally worse than Lane Kiffin. Literally worse than Lane Kiffin. It goes to show you how certain programs are run. Tulane is okay with their coach doing it because they're probably having their greatest ever season, relevant season that Tulane will ever have in his history. Same thing with Ole Miss, right? This is Ole Miss's greatest ever season. It's the greatest ever seasons ever under any type of head coach administration. But yet they are rather be petty and say, get the fuck off my team than have a legitimate shot to winning a championship. If Lane Kiffin's there, I think they're a legitimate championship.
I agree. But the last game this weekend is James Madison at Oregon.
Give me Oregon by a mile.
Yeah. So, all that in mind, the games this weekend are done. Who do you have winning the championship? Obviously, early prediction. They got to go through this entire bracket. Who are you picking?
I don't mind Indiana that much because I think Indiana really outmuscled the big bullies in all this, which was Ohio State, and they made Julian Sand look really bad. I think they're like super slept on too defensively. And they're like very physical. They out-physicaled Oregon. Oregon's a very physical team.
And they'll probably get a rematch.
Mm-hmm. Other than that, I mean,
I'll tell you who I took. Georgia.
Yeah, But it's so weird because it's the most Georgia team of all time. Like they're not really that physical. They're more of a finesse team this year. Their run game sucks this year too. It's not really all that impressive. I think Texas A&M's also low key slept on at 7.
A&M is slept on.
I
But
want
battered Aggie syndrome.
Yeah, but I want my Texas Tech's defense is low key sick too.
I don't know, man. I think you're beating up on Big 12 stuff.
I
think they're gonna see
hey,
Oregon.
listen, they're
Oregon, and they're gonna crap themselves.
Listen, their linebacker was 5th in the Heisman vote with Jacob Rodriguez. Absolute stud.
I think Oregon might put belt ass.
No, I don't think so. Ugh. I think that game's going to be a lot closer than people think.
I hope for your sake it's right, but I think Georgia's got it. Like, this is the vibe I get.
I don't know. I think like I said, it's going to be the most unimpressive. The only team that would be technically impressive is technically Tech because of how much money they spent.
Mm-hmm.
Other than that, I think it's all the other signs that I'm just not a fan of any of these teams like that. Am I rooting for Tech because of they spent $55 million in NIL? Yes. But if I'm talking about true talent, all these teams suck. Like low key. They're all bad. Like there's no, you're going to, just like the Heisman winner, you're going to look back and be like, that team won a national championship. Like if Georgia wins, people like, because for you, most of your time following college football, Georgia's always been a dog. They've always been great. Or like, for like me, like Georgia has never won shit until they got Kirby Smart. They've always been 9-3 all the time. Where like now this is going to be like Georgia's worst ever national championship. And hey, listen, if you win, you win though. I can't hate on that.
You win, you win. All right. Well, that's our early college football playoff preview. We'll be back next week with some recaps of that first round. But Gerardo, I think we've kept these folks long enough for this 2-hour period. Again, thank you to the 5 people home.
Thank you so much for being patient with us. I was out on IR, had to do my lovely St. Jude Radiothon. My live stream actually raised over $15,200 towards the goal of which I was completely shocked. If one person donated, I was going to be completely happy with that. The fact that we raised over $15,000 and then the total we did over $633,000 raised towards St. Jude. If any of our listeners were a part of that or followed through with that, with what I do at the radio station, I'm truly grateful for that. But always thank y'all so much. Shout out to LCL for holding down the fort while I was gone. And I really appreciate him and everything. You're definitely going to see more of him in the future too. I think he's going to be a 100% staple. I absolutely love the dude. And thank you so much, Kaleb, for also holding down the fort too while I was on injured reserve.
Yeah, definitely some weeks where I could have been on injured reserve, but
no, it's okay.
Yeah, we'll see you guys next week. Have a great one.
Adios, amigos.